Good afternoon from State Adventures, Carolina Gilcapi, here to tell you all about Brazil for this summer. Let's jump right into the itinerary. We can go through all the details together. But as always, our trips are created from scratch based on your dates, your interests, everything that you share with me. I can put together into something really special. So I want to show you what we can do this summer in Brazil for your family. June 13th, flexible date. So let me know if that works. It's a Saturday, so I thought it would be a lovely day to depart. But if you'd like to change the dates, just let me know. You would take your flight to Brazil. Brazil is a huge country, has multiple airports that we can consider. But because the Amazon was on your list, it is smart to start in the north of the country in the jungle. So you would take your international flight to Manaus. You will need a visa to enter Brazil. Super simple. It is an online process. You fill out an application, you get the visa about 2 days later, and I can help you with that. The cost of the visa is about $80, and the visa is good for 10 years. So once you take your flight to Manaus, typically it's an overnight flight, so you will arrive on June 14th and we begin our adventures. So depending on your flight arrival, we're going to pick you up from the airport, take you to a beautiful hotel in Manaus, which is a very, very interesting jungle city. Most of the time, we will have an afternoon available and we can tour the city. But Manaus is really interesting. You can only reach it by boat or by flight. There are no roads to Manaus, so it's kind of cut off from the world, but it used to be one of the richest cities in South America. So there's a lot of history. There's an opera house. There's a lot to see and enjoy. So we will have that afternoon to kind of unwind after our travels and before we head into the actual jungle, which will be on June 15th. So after breakfast, we're going to check out of our hotel, which is this lovely hotel, Villa Amazonia. I've stayed here with my family. We absolutely love the water retreat. And then we will head to Anavilanas. Anavilanas is about 4 hours away from the city. And this is important because there is a lot of lodges closer to Manaus. But like I said, Manaus used to be a massive, very busy city, and it is to this day, which means the closer you are to city, there's noise pollution, there's light pollution, and there's no animals. So you want to go to the jungle to experience the best of the flora and fauna, and you want to get away from the city. So this one is about 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours away. We do it by a 4x4 car, and you arrive to this amazing lodge. It is one of the best lodges in the jungle. It is the best lodge in the Brazilian jungle, and you stay in this chalet for the three of you can share, your family. There's a pool, there's all these amenities. It really feels like a lovely jungle retreat. But of course, you will do all the adventures that are to be had in the Amazon. We will stay in the jungle for 3 nights. And so what will you do here? All of your meals are in the lodge itself, but every day you go out on these adventures. They can be by boat, they can be swimming, you can go fishing. There are pink dolphins to be found in the morning. There are night tours to go stargazing or looking for caiman. There are opportunities to go visit indigenous communities in the area. And every day that you're out on your soft walk or in a boat or in a speedboat, you're always looking for animals. So every day is different, and the guides will always determine what we're going to be doing that day based on water levels, weather, how much rain is falling that day. So it's quite flexible what you're doing, but pretty much everything will be touched on this itinerary. But just know that the itinerary that I'm sending you in this PDF is a sample of what can be done. But really fantastic team here. The guides are all from this region, so they know the jungle like the back of their hand. This is important because it feels exciting. It feels interesting because they know every plant. The jungle is not just about animals. The jungle is quite a camouflage, so the animals are kind of a challenge to find, but the forest itself is really beautiful. Personally, I am a jungle girl. I go to some kind of rainforest every year, and I absolutely love it. So I know that they will take great care of you at Anavilanas. So after 3 days, and 3 nights of exploring the jungle, we will come back to Manaus, where the airport is, and we will take a flight to Iguazu Falls. Iguazu Falls are the largest falls in South America. They're quite impressive because they sit on the border of Argentina and Brazil. And you can see so many different excursions here. We go by boat, we visit the Brazilian side, we visit the bird park, and then on the Argentina side, there's hundreds of catwalks and so many opportunities to get completely soaked and have, a baptism under the Iguazu Falls. So the way it works is that you're going to stay on the Brazil side of the falls in the Suma Hotel. Yeah, in the Sanma Hotel. Again, a superior room for the three of you, and a guide from the falls will be with you for the next 2 days. So the first day is arrival. We go to the hotel, enjoy the pool, enjoy the tropics, and then June 19th we dedicate to the Argentinian side of the falls. There's no visa needed. There's nothing necessary to cross into the Argentina side, so it's quite simple. But that park is 75% is on the Argentina side, so we spend a lot of time on that one, and that's where we ride the boat as well. Very, very amazing part of Iguazu is there. So it's not something that you would ever want to skip and just stick to the Brazil side, because the difference is on the Argentina side, you get really close up to different parts of the falls. And on the Brazil side, you see the falls all at once in a panoramic view. So you have to do both sides. June 20th, that's when we do the Brazilian side. We do the panoramic tour and really get to enjoy it. And then we also visit the bird park, which is really famous. It has only indigenous birds to this region. So you see toucans and all kinds of parrots and butterflies everywhere. And they have all the species as well, but the birds are quite spectacular here. So I think for a family, it is a nice little stop. And of course, we have lunch in the area and so on. That brings me to the meals. If you see under each day, there's a BL, BLD. That stands for the meals that are already included. So I like to include some meals for you, especially if we're in the middle of nowhere, and it makes sense to have it included. But other places where there's amazing restaurants, then I don't include all the meals so that you can have a chance to explore. June 21st, after we finish our Iguazu Falls, it's beach time. So we're going to fly from Iguazu to Rio. And instead of staying in the city, we're going to drive. We're going to have a driver take you about 3 hours to Paraty. Paraty is this amazing town right on the coast. It has islands, it has jungles, it has waterfalls, it has this beautiful historic center, lots of galleries, lots of musicians. So there's things happening in the village itself. For example, just to give you an idea of what this village is like, they hold the largest book festival of South America. So there's a lot of culture here, but also it is stunning, stunning, stunning scenery all around. This is what it would look like from the water side. So you see there's beautiful mountains in the back. So we will stay at Posada de Oro, and I love it because in Paraty there's only posadas, so like old homes and mansions that were redone into hotels. So it's very charming. Pools, amenities, everything you need, but you still wake up and you're in Brazil. And then we will do a few excursions here. Of course, the first day is relax, enjoy the beaches, enjoy the pools and the village and the beautiful, charming village. And then June 22nd, we're going to do a walking tour so you get to know the city and all the little highlights of it. Very flat, very easy. It's not a strenuous activity. And then June 23rd, we'll see it by boat. So a private boat will be rented for you. These are kind of like the traditional boats. There's different versions of this, but I like the ones that you can lay out on top for sunbathing and you go island hopping. The islands have monkeys. The islands have dolphins. There's so much to see and do here. The food is spectacular. If you love seafood, then we literally pull up to one of the islands and there's grills there where little restaurants are grilling fresh catch of the day, and you just have that for lunch. And it's a really wonderful and very Brazilian activity. And then, cherry on top, we end on June 24th by going to Rio de Janeiro. So we return, and that allows us to be on another beach location, which Rio obviously is a beach city, but it also allows us to see something new and to be closer to the airport for your flight home. So we're going to stay at the Windsor gorgeous Copacabana Hotel. And then we're going to focus on one day seeing all the highlights of Corcovado, Sugarloaf, all of the highlights, going to the beaches, seeing the city from all these overlooks. It's a great city. tour. You will be doing it with a car, so it's not a lot of walking if you're concerned about, how long you're going to be out and about, but you will definitely get to a good sense of the city. Here is my suggestion. Now we're on day 14 when we fly home. So it's already a long trip. It's 2 weeks. If you have an additional day that will allow you to add to Rio de Janeiro, I highly suggest it. If not, most flights home from Rio are in the evening. So that does give you June 26th, a full day in the city before you fly home. And we can do something that day because I love the experience of going to see the carnival culture. And so we have a really fun option there. So if you have extra time, or if we know that you're leaving in the evening from Rio, then we can incorporate that. I think that's just another wonderful thing you can do with your family. But let me know your thoughts. Brazil has so much to offer. This is just a little piece of it. There's so many different parts of Brazil that we love, so we can show you. But for 2 weeks, this is an unforgettable summer trip. Let me know your thoughts. Happy to help, and thank you so much.